Hey guys,
How's everyone doing?
morning. Big morning, big day today after a long day yesterday
Yeah,
for
very.
a lot of you guys in the US and for me here as well too,
Yeah,
on the other side of the world, but paying attention to the election going on yesterday.
yeah.
Uh,
Very long night with no answer.
yeah, fortunately for me on this side of it was just like all afternoon, so like
Uh,
I was just working on this. I was gonna say this guy, but this girl, this little lady, the
nice.
Ultramarine, was it Griffin, Frame Arms girl, wonderful kit, and listening to the election coverage. But yeah, how's it going there? Busy as
Good.
ever.
Yeah, very just slammed. So, I mean, every day,
Mm-hmm.
which is funny because like this is our slowest time of the year right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is usually October and the beginning of November because everyone starts saving their money.
Mm-hmm.
Getting ready for all the big Black Friday sales and Christmas
Mm-hmm.
sales, but it's just been it just hasn't slowed down, which is good for us and
Yeah.
good for Bandai and Gunpla in the United States. But sometimes you want a little break here or there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess well, we were just talking about this a little bit before we got started, but just to, and I'm sure we'll get into it later too to fill everyone in. But
Yeah,
with not a whole lot of new kits really coming out, like you're just working on sending out a lot of orders of restock stuff and stuff coming in. And still the MGEX still, which has been coming in waves. But even though you're still very busy, which is good, at least it's not like with a big major release where you have like hundreds and hundreds of like
yeah,
the same kit coming in that you have to process. Maybe that's good at least.
yeah. It's been, well, at least the last week and a half has been a bunch of just restock shipments that have come in. When we got the container in, we obviously had the cup noodle, the Black Orb Raymon. We had tons of those to get out. So, but yeah.
Yes. Right, that's right. That's the kit you showed last episode. I was just noticing whilst you were talking too that it looks like you've got a black square hat on top of your
Yeah, I try. That's probably as low as my camera.
yeah, but that's
Yeah,
fine. I was just,
there it is.
I just noticed. That's good. That's perfect.
It's a weird like little window. I don't know why it's even there because it just looks into a hallway and
Oh yeah.
it's odd.
Yes, one is it's kind of a random placement, kind of like high and small. Anyway. Yeah, good morning to all the guys who are watching live. If you're watching this later, good afternoon or whatever time it is. But see some familiar faces in there. Brian and Travis, if you're with you, how's it going?
Chris
as well. Yeah, Chris, how's it going? Let's start off before we get into everyone's questions on the different social media. If you have anything new to show us, well, like I just mentioned, there's not a whole lot new been coming out, but you got some stuff to show us here.
Yeah, definitely. We got our new Apex tool set. It comes with the USA Gundam like blade hobby knife. It comes with like a beginner type nippers, so they're not our USA Gundam nippers, but they're a little bit cheaper version. Just for people starting out. Sandpaper. There's tweezers in here. Part separator. The little plastic parts for the sandpaper to go onto, so you kind of make it yourself like a little sanding block kind of thing. Nice. Comes in a nice little case, so so those finally came in, which is pretty cool. As far as Gundam kits, just mostly just restock stuff right now. Next week we should be hopefully getting some of the Fuminas. It might be next week or the week after. Those, the Bound Dock. Should be in. We're getting master grade EX kits every week, and as they come in, they get shipped right out the door. E7 paint should be hopefully in at the end of the month. We're getting a huge restock of that. Pretty much the same formulary almost, I believe, as a lot of people probably know Gaia Notes paint. So it's very similar to that. Very good paint. So we'll be getting that back in stock. More Despay tools, God Hand tools are supposed to be coming back in. That's kind of it. Mostly just restocking and getting ready for the holidays.
Yep. It's gonna be right upon us, I'm sure, faster than we realize. It's gonna be Black Friday and then Christmas. Yeah, that tool set is really good. And, as these days, a lot more people are getting into the hobby as people are looking for ways to fill their time. So, I mean, that's a great set for beginners. If any of you guys like are trying to introduce your friends or girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, trying to introduce people around you into Gunpla, it looks like a very good set to pick up as a gift for your friend or something, or
Yep.
parents or cousins,
Yeah,
children.
we had tons of people asking us to make like a whole set together. So
Mhm.
it's
Nice.
our first run with it. So I'm sure we'll have little tweaks here and there. Maybe different
Mm.
ones will come out. So
Yeah, sure. An advanced tool set.
yeah, yep.
Yeah, very cool. And looking forward to the Bondoc and Fumina kits coming in there. Happy to note that I'll have another part 2 work in progress on my Bondoc. Video will be on my channel tomorrow. I'm planning on uploading that tomorrow. I'm just working on priming that now, so it's coming along. Should be done maybe next week with that. It's going well.
Awesome.
It's looking pretty cool, I'll say. I got some, I sent you a picture, and I'll show everyone else, obviously, in the work in progress video tomorrow, but I got some texture on the armor. It's looking very nice. But all right, let's get to the questions. So just a reminder to everyone of you guys who are watching live, we'll take the questions off of the posts on the other social media first. So if you guys are watching live and want to ask your questions live in the chats, just hang on to your questions for a little while. We'll get to those in a little bit. We'll take these off of Instagram, the YouTube community tab, and Facebook here first. So over on Instagram, Astral Burn said, any chance on getting the Love Live Nijigasaki figure for Ayuma from Banpresto? Does that mean anything to you? It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know.
If it's a Banpresto figure, we should be getting it. If it was released here in the States, and there's sometimes they don't release certain figures here in the state. The best thing I can say is send us an email, and we can look it up and email you back.
Okay. Do you normally just get like shipments of all the Banpresto stuff, or like a lot of that Banpresto stuff?
Yeah, we'll obviously they'll put it up for what we can order, and we'll usually get like a case or two of it in, depending what it is. It's weird because like some of it's just US gets it, and then some of it we aren't able to get it probably because of licensing stuff. They didn't come out to an agreement or something. And then I think, isn't it in Japan, like a lot of that stuff is like prize figures, right? Like you have to lottery type stuff. So here there's not that kind of system, so we just sell them as is.
I'm not super up on that stuff, but as far as I know, most of that stuff is for like the UFO machines and stuff like at the game centers,
right?
Mostly. But yeah, I think Banpresto does. I mean, they make a lot of stuff, so I'm sure they make more than just that. But most of the figures and stuff that I think people think of when they think of Banpresto is the stuff from the game machines and all that.
Gotcha.
Which, if you ever, if just a little bit of advice for you guys, if you ever go to Japan, if you go to one of those game centers, which I'm sure you will, especially if it's like your first or second time there. I never go anymore just because there's no point. But if you go, I'm sure you'll visit one of the game centers. If there's a figure in one of those cases that you really want to get, it's fun. Give it a try a couple times just to have the experience, but don't like spend a ton of money trying to get it out of the machine. Just go to a secondhand shop and there'll be loads there. You can just buy it directly from the shop, just a secondhand one. And it's probably going to be cheaper than trying to get it out the machine. But, unless you're really good at that, which you have to be, they're really tricky. But some people are really good at it. I don't know. Just a little bit of advice for you guys. Okay, Gundarium Warrior said, if I missed out on the previous stickers, can I still buy a bundle of them?
Yeah, so right now I know we have a bundle for the first 3 months that we did it, and we'll have another bundle coming out soon with all the last 3 months. So we'll have like the Messer, the Dynamis. What else was there?
right before that.
Yeah, or whatever the other one was that we did, I should know. It was last month's. The Goof.
Oh, yes.
So all
Goof
those will
custom.
be in there with another special one that you can only get if you buy. So that pack will be probably announced hopefully pretty shortly and up for order.
Very cool. Nice. All right. Let's see. Raven asks, I think you'll ever get any MY, I think he means MG, 1 Year War RX-782 in ever again? The 1 Year War version MG.
I'm sure Bandai will make it again. It just depends when. So when they do, we will.
Yeah. Whenever they get around to making that. It's probably not very high on their priorities at the moment, I would assume.
No, I'm sure it's not.
Yeah. Dufano asked, are the pre-orders for the PG RX-782 a myth or a legend? Love you guys. Just haven't dealt with an expected release date getting pushed back this much.
Yeah, so they are coming. It was RX-78, right? That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Bandai's, so it's such a big hit, and Bandai's production capacity has just been so lower than what it normally is. They allocated different stores here in the U.S. for how many we were able to get. So that's why you probably saw a lot of stores put it up, and then they sold out, and then now you're waiting until I think April. I don't remember. I can look and see when the next batch is supposed to come out. It might be sooner than that. But since Bandai's production capacity is limited because they're having deal with a smaller staffing there in Japan, they had to do that. Normally pre-orders, we can order as many as we want, especially with model kits, and not have to worry about it. Whereas this, they had to cut us off and be like, this is how much we can give you, and then the next round, this is how many more we can get you.
So you're still expecting the first batch to come in December?
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah. As far as Bluefin Bandai told us, they will be here mid-December. No guarantee they'll be to people before Christmas, but as soon as we get them in, we'll be shipping them out. So mid-December is like the 15th-ish. So knowing all the packages going out at that time,
sure.
Yeah, it might be hard on them to do.
And you mentioned this last time, but I'll just reiterate this. You said that if people wanted to upgrade their shipping method, they could do that as well too, for whatever shipping method they selected on their pre-order. If they really want to have it by Christmas, they can do that just by emailing and asking about that, right?
Yeah. All they have to do is just send us an email, and we can definitely help everyone out with that if they want a faster shipping method.
Sure. All right. Igali Madis asked, any paints on the way to you guys? If so, which brand? Well, you mentioned E7.
Yeah, E7. SMS. I just talked to Scott last week. He is going to ship out everything that they have ready for us. I know that he's been having with everybody. I know he's been having a hard time getting. I want to say it was the bottles that the paint go in. It might be something else, maybe. So he should be shipping out shortly everything that for our last order that he has done. And I believe he was going to air freight it. So it would be here in literally like a few days. So, so that'll be coming. As far as GSI, I don't know. I know that Bluefin's supposed to get a shipment in. And as soon as they do, then we'll get Mr. Color back in, all those products. But again, I know that company's behind. Tamiya's behind. There's I think most distributors are sold out of a lot of the Tamiya products here in the States. So, I mean, I guess with any fun thing that disrupts the world economy, you're going to have shortages on things here and there. So,
well, I mean, that's good news for people who maybe normally just stick to Tamiya or Gaia or GSI, Mr. Color. If you've never tried E7 or SMS with those coming in stock, if you need some paint, try a new brand. Maybe you might like it. Yeah, there you go. And both, I mean, I have not tried E7 yet, but I can say that my experience with SMS was good paints. All right, let's see. Versec something said, any estimates on when Mega Size Unicorn will be back in stock?
We got some in, I want to say 2 weeks ago. There was some in the container we got. I don't know if we'll be getting any more before Christmas, but I believe our January shipment is supposed to have some in it. And so as long as Bandai's able to make them in their production, we should have them back in January, which is a little while from now. But
those the ones that you got in, I would assume maybe not that many, and those were all back order ones, or
yeah,
the
some
few
were
that were
back
left over
ordered.
sold really fast.
Yeah, some were back ordered. Whatever was in stock, you usually go, because usually we sell probably about half to 60% of our stuff coming in if we put it for back order. And then the rest, once it hits, it sends out an email to everyone that's been waiting. And then they just kind of gobble it up. We get as many as we can, but it's never enough.
Right, exactly. All right. Nick asked about the Wing Zero Verka arrival. There's some good news.
Yeah, so as I know, Bluefin and Bandai are working really hard to get them here the same time frame, from what I was told, as Japan release date. So we should have it close to or the same release date. From what I was told, we should have them here at the end of this month, which I think the 26th, if I remember correctly, is the release date in Japan.
Could be. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been paying attention, but that could very well be. But that's good. So that's when you're expected to have them. So people shouldn't expect theirs to come on that day. Don't expect to get.
Yeah.
If you pre-ordered it, to get it on the 26th or something, then all the orders have to be shipped out and all that.
Right. So people will probably get it a little bit after that.
Just out of curiosity, all the pre-orders for that sold out?
No, we still have
some,
a bunch. Yeah, we ordered a ton of that item.
There you go.
Yeah, so there's still plenty, and from what I was told, they won't be cutting us. So
I can imagine with a release like that. Obviously, there's going to be a bunch of fans. It's a popular design, but on the other hand, I think there was a lot of reaction of just kind of like,
yeah.
I think once it's out and people start to see it more and see other people working on it and see the reviews and everything, I think then it'll still sell. It'll sell out probably pretty quickly. The ones that aren't already pre-ordered.
I think we've sold a bunch. It's probably going to be our biggest selling kit this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just through pre-orders. We just ordered a crap ton of them. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
they're able to get them at least too, right?
Yeah, a new kit coming out for Christmas, so.
And even more so than the Curios too.
Yeah,
that's interesting. All right. Let's see. Kim said, "Can't wait to get my second Gunpla Turn A and now OG Gundam. What's your personal favorite?" So I'm guessing he's just maybe asking a personal favorite kit, I suppose.
Yeah. So Sinanju Stein is the Verka Master Grade is my favorite kit for sure.
And I'll say the MGX Unicorn. No, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite kit. I do love the Silver Bullet HG, but just because it's a cool kit, it's not at all objectively the best kit out there. But it's a cool kit. I don't know. There's a lot of really great kits out there.
There are.
Yes.
For
sure. Brian said, "Ordered my MGEX in August. When will it get shipped out?"
Hopefully this next week or end of this week.
Yeah. I mean, if it's in the first batch of pre-orders, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, as long as you ordered it before the cutoff for, I believe it's February, if I remember correctly, then you should be fine. This should be not a problem with you getting it here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, depends on your place in line, basically.
Yeah.
Dan asks, is there going to be a restock of the HG Build Divers Re-Rise V2 and Mars 4 weapons?
Yes, and I believe they're coming in our container for the end of this month, if I remember correctly.
There you go. So maybe with the wing kits, possibly. There you go. And then the last question here from Instagram is also about the Wing Gundam Zero Verka. So that's asked and answered. Let's move on to YouTube community tab. If this will load, it's loading. Let me give you a little refresh there. Yeah, that's what you need. Oh, there you go. All right. Dennis said, Adam, could you please convince Zach to grow a beard and mustache for no shaving? Okay, there it is. Yeah, you mentioned that.
Told you that was
there. All right. Before we started the show, Adam had mentioned he saw that comment. I mean, you can. I mean, if you really wanted, you could convince me not to shave for November, but that doesn't exactly mean that I would grow a beard and mustache. I would just grow some like short blonde hairs on my face. Basically, it's not really much what you could call a beard or mustache. So, I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think anyone would get anything out of that. I mean, like, if I could grow a beard, I mean, people could say, oh, well, that's what Zaku looks like with a beard. But, I mean, it would just be you guys would just see, like, some, like, shadow on my face a little bit. Wouldn't really be anything much to look at. And my wife would probably be complaining about it, too. So, I think I'll just pass.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. I would pass, too.
Yeah. Oh, you're pokey. Every time if I don't shave for a couple days, because it just like doesn't grow. I'm super baby face, it just doesn't grow, and it's blonde. So if I don't shave for a couple of days, and it gets like really pokey, she's like, oh, don't kiss me. So, do have to shave every now and then.
Yeah.
Corn on the cob said, you have many kits out of stock. Amazon prices are going insane. They're selling an HG Zaku for $27.
Yeah.
Well, not really much of a question there, but I guess you can talk about that. Why that is.
Yeah. I mean, Gunpla's blown up here in the States, and Corona's definitely contributed that. Everyone's sitting at home wanting something to do. So because there's such a demand for it, and because one Bandai wasn't ready for the explosion in demand, and they obviously have certain capacities, and they're obviously shorthanded because they have regulations over there with their COVID situation. So kits are just not being pushed out like they were. And so you have stores like us that don't try to price gouge, sell out quick, and then you've got Amazon, who isn't necessarily Amazon selling it. It could be your neighbor next door put it up on Amazon, and he got it for $20 or $10, and now he's no one else has it on there, so he's putting it up for $20. So it's kind of supply and demand.
Yeah, likely if you're seeing prices like that on Amazon, it's not coming from an Amazon warehouse, right? It's not coming from Amazon, because they typically don't price gouge. As far as I know, I don't use it a whole lot over here.
Yeah, no, they don't at all. Usually Amazon is pretty straightforward with their pricing, and they don't go and raise things up just because there's a demand for it. They have a certain percentage that they go for to make, and that's what they do.
So yeah, if there's a kit that you guys are really looking for and you can't find it, I mean, like, if wherever you're looking, Amazon or whatever site, if it's like 2-3 times or more the normal price, just wait. Don't buy it for that much. Just wait till Bandai makes more, and then the price will go down. It's not because like the kit is old and it's rare or something like that. I think a lot of people, especially if they're newer to the hobby and they're just not really familiar with that, a lot of people get the idea that, oh, it must be a rare kit or something. And like, yeah, it's rare at the moment, but just because Bandai hasn't made any for a while, but they'll make more, and then the price will drop down, and then you'll feel bad about spending $100 on a $30 kit or something, right?
Yeah. There's no reason for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of great kits out there. If there's the one that you really particularly want, just wait and get it at a fair price. Get something else cool in the meantime. If your money's burning a hole in your pocket, as my dad says. All right. Revi said, when will the MG Dual Gundam possibly come back? And also anything in store for Black Friday?
So the Masquerade Duel we should have pretty shortly. They're supposed to come at last container we got, but I think they got pushed back. I mean, we got the Buster, the Blitz, the Strike came back in on that container. So the Duel should be here pretty shortly. I would assume.
Yeah,
As
I
far
do remember that in the last episode or a recent episode, someone was asking about Masquerade seed kits. And you mentioned they're all coming back, right?
Yeah, we got tons of them back in stock now. Just not that one. As far as Black Friday, Thanksgiving sales, yes, we're having one. Yes, it is. Hopefully, be pretty good for everybody. I think it is. There'll be some freebies. There'll be a drawing for certain kits. So if you place an order, you get put into a raffle. If you order over a certain amount of money or a certain amount for your order, you'll get free items. And then there'll be some random items thrown into random orders too. So it should be a pretty cool weekend for sure.
There you go. How does that normally work? Because I don't really usually pay a whole lot of attention to that kind of stuff. But you like announce that like a day before or like the weekend before?
Yeah, it'll probably be announced the day before. What our percentage off is, and we'll put up what like the free items and stuff will probably get put up probably the same time too. But yeah.
So look out for that, guys. Make sure you're following on social media and stuff, Instagram, Facebook, and then I guess just bookmark the website or something as well too. That's still a thing. People bookmark websites.
I don't know. I know the day before, if you go to our website, there'll be a banner up on what it will all be. Someone's phone's going off in here. So yeah.
All right. Michael asked, is US Gundam Store looking to pick up the Model Missions paint brand?
So we've actually had a lot of people recommend that. And I know it is a good quality paint from what everyone's told us. So that is something that we'll hopefully be looking at picking up here soon.
The name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure I've seen a whole lot about it.
Yeah. What's his name? I can't remember his name now. He does the books. He did like the Sosby Weathering book. Why can't I remember his name?
Mike Rinaldi?
Yeah, thank you. In a lot of his books, he uses mission model paints.
Model missions? Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe that's who I've heard about it from then, I guess, but yeah. All right. Patrick then said, so are you planning another Expo for 2021 due to the cancellation of this year's, and will it be in Daytona again?
Yes and yes. We are planning one. For sure. I mean, it kind of sucked that we had to not do the other one. But yeah, it'll be obviously here in Daytona. That's where we're based out of. So it's a little bit easier for us to move things around and keep stuff in stock and handle everyone that's coming in. So we'll be here in Daytona. Keep an eye out. We'll hopefully be posting stuff soon. Florida's pretty wide open right now as far as COVID is concerned. So there probably aren't too many regulations that we have to abide by. I know another one reason why we didn't do it was I think at the time that we were kind of trying to finalize everything. You could only have 2 people at a table to build, or 2 people at a table even to watch. You were going to have, different people do different, panels and stuff. And so if you can only have 2 people at a table, the space that we had would normally fit 100 people. Well, it got it down to only 10 people could fit in that room. So it wasn't viable at the time. I mean, I fully understand the restrictions, but it didn't make sense to do it. So hopefully, hopefully fingers crossed, everything's better here. And we can have a good show.
Surely, yeah. Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Next year. All right. T-Bird, then the last one here from YouTube community tab. Are there any other IPs like Ava that you would like, or that you would like, or think would work good as real grade kits? Another question we've got a couple times, but
Yeah,
any new thoughts on that?
it comes down to I mean, I think Macross would be great, in my personal opinion. But I mean, there's so many.
Transforming?
He,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if they sure, I think it
Mhm.
would be good IP for them to bring in. I think it would sell a lot. Um, I don't know if people really transform their kits that much once they're built.
Mhm.
Maybe off.
Yeah,
I know,
fair enough.
like the real grade Zeta, not a lot of people like it because the transforming
Mhm.
gimmicks of it are not that well designed. But I wonder how many people actually switch it back and forth.
Oh yeah, sure. Mhm.
So that's
Huh.
why I think that Macross I think would be solid. Although people might want to transform their Macross more, give or
I,
take.
I, as far as I understand, I think a lot of people's issue with the Zeta in particular is not so much that like it's hard to transform or that it's like falls apart during the transformation. It's just that because of the transformation gimmicks that makes it kind of weak while in mobile suit mode. So even if you're not transforming it, just keeping it in mobile suit mode is still a pain because it's all kind of janky because of the
I can see
transformation
that.
gimmicks built
Yeah.
into it, I guess. Um, and like I said, we've had this question a couple of times, I'm sure. So I'm sure I've mentioned. I think Ultraman IP,
Yeah.
the figure eyes kits are fun, but the articulation kind of sucks on them. It's not that great. So if they could make an RG, without the light gimmick is cool, but like just without that and just really great articulation as an RG kit would be really cool. Other than that, I mean, this is kind of out of nowhere. Bandai just released a teaser image, I think earlier today, that they're going to have an announcement on the 5th, which is what, Thursday? Tomorrow,
Yeah.
or tomorrow here. And there too. Thursday, they have an announcement of a new P Bandai HG L game kit. So that's going to be interesting. And so I wouldn't have ever really thought about that, but since it's just announced, just thinking about that, actually, that would be a cool RG kit. Just because it's a kind of complicated, like very detailed design, and so I
Right.
think it'd be pretty cool. Just to show everyone, in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, I have the larger kit from Bandai. This is their what even? It's not like any grade for this, but this is they do make some L-Game kits already. This is the Mark II. So I thought, with the announcement of that P Bandai HG that they're doing, I need to get around to building that one, reviewing that, so people kind of are a little bit more familiar with it, I guess. I'm not really all that familiar with either, to be fair. I just think that it's a cool looking kit. Yeah, other than that, I don't know.
I'm trying to think of all the different IPs that they have that, or
Yeah, right.
it doesn't even necessarily, I guess, necessarily need to be a Bandai IP. It could be something else.
Yeah, it could be something new that is a new IP for them. Like if they got some other kind of like super robot thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be kind of cool. Like what was the Gunbuster Aoshima kit that I built pretty recently would be cool. Something like that is a real grade. Could be kind of cool. Could be interesting. It has a lot of gimmicks kind of to it. Seems like that'd be fun. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff, I'm sure. A big O would be cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, that'd be a lot more satisfying as something larger if they made it like as a master grade kit, which there has been a couple of master grade kits that are not Gunpla, but they do have the master grade label on it. Like there's the Patlabor kits and actually Dragon Ball master grade kits. So if it's totally feasible. They could do a like actual master grade Big O something, which would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be neat.
Having a design like that and something a little bit larger than an RG, I think would be more fun. But RG would be cool too.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking more of maybe like a series. If they did a Big O, I guess there's other mechs in Big O that they could do too.
Yeah, but
versus like
right. Mm. Probably they would only do that one hour then, right?
yeah.
Yeah. But you think something that they could use, like they could use the frame of to make a couple of different kits, like with the Ava?
Yeah, right. Because that would be
Mm,
more worth their
sure.
time and effort, I
Mhm.
think, for
Mm,
them to do that.
yeah. Mm. Something like the what's the other ones? The Valvrave kits that I built a little while back. Something like
Yeah,
that too, where they're just kind of similar frames, but just a different equipment on it, kind of basically.
right.
That'd be a kind of cool one, I guess. I don't know, but the thing is, too, a lot of these series, I don't necessarily know how popular they are, or not. Like Ava, obviously,
Yeah.
it's hugely popular. Ultraman, pretty popular. But a lot of these other ones, I have heard of it. I've never seen it. I know like people know of it, but I don't know like if it's really on like the same level or not.
Yeah. So they got to get a return for their
Mhm.
investment.
Yeah, sure. All right. A couple questions here from Facebook, and then we'll take some questions from you guys live. So if you have any questions you want to ask, those of you guys watching live, go ahead and start putting those in the comments. We'll get back to that in just a second. But here on Facebook, Robert asks, what is your favorite part of the hobby and why? For example, building, painting, customizing, etc.
Um, I like building. So building and customizing are probably my favorites.
Mm,
One, building kind of just gives me a time to just do my own thing, not focus on anything
mm,
else. And then I like customizing and designing the kits because you can make something your own. So
mm,
I'm sure we all have our own Gundam that we would love to pilot in our head, what weapons it would have and stuff like that. So, you want to build your own thing. So
mm,
that's why I like I think those are the two things I like the most about it for sure.
mm. Yeah, pretty much the same for me. And actually, I was just talking with Adam about this just yesterday. Actually, we were talking about that. Or was it this morning for me? Long day. Yes, I'm the same way. Yeah, definitely the building and like customizing, and I would include like customizing as in like customizing is like the physical customizations as well as painting included with that because I almost always do like custom paints. Like even for my MGX unicorn, I stuck to the original color scheme, but I tweaked it a little bit. So, uh, yeah, building, customizing, painting, all of that together. And as I was telling to Adam, those are the parts that I love. Once everything's painted, then like the final steps is where I kind of really, I not necessarily lose interest, but I really kind of slow down. It's very easy for me to like put off the kit, like building and customizing. I'll be like really into it, and I'm just like going on that, and like I want to get it painted, and then it's just like finishing it off is always a struggle.
Yeah.
That's the tough part for me. So I don't know if it's not necessarily that I don't enjoy it, but like it's just very like panel lining decals is just kind of like a grind. It's not like it's not a super creative step. There's not a whole lot of like engagement. You're basically just kind of just doing that. Yeah, grinding is basically the best way to describe it for me. So I mean, while it's very important and necessary, it's not very fun for me. I don't
No.
really like it. Especially doing custom decals. The nice thing about the MGX, it had a ton of decals on it, but I had a guide for it, so it went relatively quickly. When you're working without a decal guide and you just have to freestyle it, it takes a lot longer. It's just a lot of time just spent staring at the decals, so it's not very fun. All right, and then last question here from Facebook: any update on Artie Station?
Yeah. I sent them an email Monday. It might have been Friday. The stuff should be hopefully shipping this month and then get here hopefully towards the end of the month or early next month. From what they told us. So fingers crossed that it's sooner than later.
Yes, indeed. But you never know.
Yeah.
it just wouldn't be an episode without getting an Artie Station question.
No, it wouldn't.
All right. Let's go to some live questions here. Gabrielle asked, when are you guys getting more Gundam markers?
So that goes with that paint GSI, I guess, question. I know that they have a Bandai Bluefin has a shipment coming soon. Just fingers crossed that it's sooner than later, I guess. There's no answer to that. When they get them in, we'll get them back in stock. I wish I had a better answer for you.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on which Gundam markers you're talking about. If you're talking about like just the regular paint markers, my advice would be to not wait and buy those, but to get some regular paints instead of different paints. So even if it's like spray can paints, or ideally get an airbrush. It's intimidating and it may seem expensive at first, but it'll be so much more enjoyable and worth your while in the long run.
Yep,
definitely.
Agree.
So bite the bullet. Just jump. No, don't wait. All right. At Night said, what are your thoughts on the HGAC Mercurius and V8?
I wish they would have been regular releases. But it's cool that Bandai at least made them.
Yep. Yeah. I wish they were regular releases. Wish they would have come out years ago.
Yeah.
But at least they're coming, and they look great. Of course, they look nice. So, yeah, it'd be great to finally have those.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I love the designs. They're very cool. All suits. Yeah, a lot of the wing Gundams, of course, like for us, kind of around like 30s age, Americans all have that Gundam wing nostalgia. Yeah. But like the actual like lead Gundams, I'm not really into many of the designs really that much anymore. Like the HG Heavy Arms just came out, and I'm not really that excited on it. Really, yeah. I passed on that one. But some of the other designs, like the Leo, and especially more so the variants, the flight type and the space type, I like a lot more. Those kits were great. I loved those. The Oz mobile suits, I still really like those a lot more than the Gundams, I think, now, currently, where I am in my life.
Nice.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll make like an Ares sometime as well, too. And I don't really like the Tauros all that much. But Ares would be cool. Virgo would be cool. What's the Cancer? The submarine one? That's silly, but it'd be interesting. All right. The Affronted asks, will you guys ever carry any 5-star stories kits?
Who asked this question?
The Affronted.
So there's just a reason why I say that is because we Supreme Mac, one of our employees here, nonstop bothers me bugs me about carrying them. So I was like, is he on there? Yes, it is in the plans to carry those for sure.
So Wave makes some, so you'd have to get them from Wave, or you have to get them from Volks?
Volks. We get them from Volks.
Oh, okay.
It'd be way easier to get them from Volks.
That's cool. You can get some other stuff. Volks makes some other things as well. Not a lot, but they make some other different kits as well too.
Yep.
They have like their Vlockers kits as well too, for the people who like the Mecha Musume kits.
Yeah.
Think you have, on that note, you have plans to get those as well too?
Maybe.
Okay. Possibly. Fair enough.
Possibly. 5-star stories for sure. We'll end up getting those for sure.
Well, that's something to look forward to. I have the around here somewhere a Wave 5-star stories kit that I was hopefully going to start working on here at some point. So I'll check that out. But never got one of the Volks kits. I'm not really huge into the designs of 5-star stories, but there's some that look kind of interesting.
Nice.
Have you ever built one?
I have not. Yeah. I don't even know, honestly. Is it like an anime? Is it a...
There is an anime, I believe,
Okay.
is what it's almost entirely based off of. I'm sure
Okay.
there's probably some game or something as well too, but probably think it's mostly known for the anime, I believe.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, another one of those series that I don't really actually know a whole lot about.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that at all.
Randolph said, "Will we ever see more age kits like Farzia and Spallo, or has Bandai abandoned them completely and totally at this point?"
I'm sure you'll see the reprints. I don't
Yeah.
see anytime soon them doing any new kits.
Mm.
But I could be wrong. I mean, they definitely could.
Mm-hmm. True. You never know. Of course, there's the big what was it, scandal just with they'd have a prototype for the Age FX and the Age 3, I want to say, if I
Right.
remember right. They had prototypes for those master grade kits and then they were abandoned. So
Yeah.
the series was just not that popular. They made a load of HG kits though.
They did.
And the HG kits, I mean, as far as I know, still sell pretty well every time they make them. They just don't make them that often.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know why they don't make more, but well, reprint them more often. They don't really reprint the master grades at all. Like for some reason, and they every time they do, they blow out. So maybe it's, but I mean that's just the U.S. market too. I mean they have to go off of, I guess, world market trends. So
yeah, but I mean, as far as I know, I mean, even in Japan, if it hasn't been reprinted for a while, I mean, from my experience when I've been there, just like going around in the stores and stuff, too, you don't see the MGs very often.
yeah,
They're not very common. Yeah.
and I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
what to tell you.
I think it's just the fact that the anime was maybe not as popular as they hoped, but people like the kits. They liked the designs of the kits anyway. They're popular enough. And probably I would imagine that maybe when they do runs of the kits, they don't make a ton of them, you know?
Yeah.
They do like a relatively low volume run, something like that. It seems like. All right. Buckshot asked for an ETA on any new display newest products. And also, oh, go ahead.
Yep. We have an order in for them, so hopefully we should have them pretty shortly.
Oh, and just the rest of his question was the restock on existing products. But I assume your order would be new and
would
products,
be both.
probably a mix of that. Yeah. Hopefully sometime we'll get some clarification on how that's supposed to be pronounced as well too.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Display.
Just too many consonants and then too many vowels all mixed
together.
Up. Yeah. It seems like it's like there's a typo in there or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Zach, did you ask my question from Instagram? I don't know. If you posted your question on Instagram, then I probably checked that. Any updates on HG Throne Ein back order?
Throne Ein should hopefully. I know they got pushed back. Yeah, I believe they should be coming the end of this month, if I remember correctly. Send us an email and I can just put Adam Ein and they'll forward it to me. And I can look on the last few months list to see where it's at.
Okay. Let's see. Jake asked, do you guys think there will be any P-Bandai additions to the Zero Verka like the Drezorg? And for Zach, will we be doing a custom job doing Zero Verka? That's a good question. I hadn't really thought too much about that, but what do you think?
What was, I didn't hear the beginning part of it. I'm sorry.
For the Wing Verka that's coming next month, or this month. If there'll be any P-Bandai add-ons for it, like they had the Drezorg, which was actually originally was a magazine pack and add-on set for that, the rifle parts for it.
I'm sure they'll usually they do with Verka kits.
That's true.
What they do for the FAS they did what did they do for the FAS?
They didn't They didn't do anything for the Phas. They had for the Double Zeta though. They had
Double
the
Zeta, the enhanced set. And then what the new and the high new, they did the 8 heavy weapon system.
and the double
Sosby.
funnel set.
Yeah. Sosby had the effect parts for
Oh, yeah.
their. So I would think so. Maybe it will be that rifle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or maybe it will be a special kind of display stand like they did with the real grade with the feathers and stuff. That's a possibility too, I guess.
Yeah. Indeed. It would be really cool if they had a display stand that included like a big like light up beam effect part for like the final shot thing, That'd be cool.
Speaking of that, I just got in. I don't know if anybody knows who Chasing Artwork is, but I just got this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in the other day. So
that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
what
neat.
Is it?
Got it's from a guy. He's called Chasing Artwork. So it's a print with foil. On it. But he's a really cool artist. I've got a lot of different artwork from him. I saw him actually the first time ever at a convention here in Orlando called MegaCon. He was there, and he's one of the only artists that had Gundam artwork, which was pretty cool. So he actually traded me kits for some artwork. Nice. Is what we did. So, but he had that, which I thought was pretty cool. It was one of his newer artworks.
Yeah. Does he sell prints of that, or he has like a Instagram or something, or an actual website?
Yeah, he's got a website. If you Google Chasing Artwork, Chasing Arts, let me see if I can.
I should pull it up.
Yeah, it should be the first one. If you do Chasing Artwork, it's the first one there, and he's got different stuff on here.
I'll put this on the screen for you guys. Hang on.
Yeah. But if you
there you go.
So if you click
Dragon Annie, that looks pretty cool. I assume that's maybe original.
Yeah, if you scroll up and then click at the top there where it says work, I want to say it's work. Yeah, click that, and then it should show you some more, Gundam and stuff like that on there too.
This is a Reconquista.
Yep.
Mobile suit, maybe yes, a Cat Sith or something similar like that. Sort of looks like. There's Barbatos. There you go. Got some cool stuff on there.
Yeah.
It's the wing lead mobile suits there.
Yeah, so he's a really cool artist, really good artwork.
Nice. Yeah, interesting. Indeed. All right. Oh, yes. Sorry. To answer his question too, his other question was if I'll be doing a custom job on mine. Yes, I think I'm planning on just doing a custom paint job on it. Basically, like with the MGX unicorn, basically just like a slightly altered color scheme for it, but that's probably about it. Hopefully, we'll see kind of how it's going. But yes, that's my plan. Nothing too crazy. Sean asked, is the MG Origin Gundam on order?
The MG. No, I have not been able to order that. Oh, geez. So Bandai. I'm trying to think here. Instead of thinking, I should just look. I know that I don't think any are coming out the rest of this year, and then I know the reprints for like January have been pretty sparse. So I don't think. Yeah, no, I don't see them. We don't have any on order. So that just means Bandai has not said that they're going to make any, at least in the next 3 months for sure.
Well, if you're really fiending for an RX-78 to build, you've got a lot to choose from this year. Yeah. So the MG, the Origin, is not available. I mean, the HD is great if you really like the Origin version, but I mean, it's the Beyond Global. There's the PG, of course, coming out. The entry grade. You don't have the entry grade in there yet, right?
Yeah, we have it in stock now.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. It's got the entry grade as well there too. I should get mine tomorrow, actually. So I'll have a review for that probably for you guys early next week. All right. Brian asked, are you expecting any PG restock anytime soon? You are, right? I believe we talked about that.
Yeah,
recently.
we've got it. Depend what perfect grade.
Depends
I
on which
guess.
one.
Yeah. So depending on what perfect grade they're
I think
looking
the one
for.
we were talking about before was at least the Mark II. I believe you said you were expecting
Oh
some Mark II
yeah.
around the end of the year or maybe January.
Yeah. Yep. I know we have like the perfect grade unicorn is in stock now. The Exia was in stock yesterday. I don't know if it still is or not. The Zaku's are in stock, but yeah, I mean they're making them. I know the red frame we get back in stock the end of this month.
Okay.
So
That's a good one. I mean, and just to answer, I mean, Brian, assuming you're still watching, there's a lot of questions piling up here for us. But assuming you're still watching, Brian, if you, I mean, I think they already have the unicorn and maybe the Exia as well too. If you don't have the Astray Red frame PG, Brian, I would definitely recommend that one. So maybe at the end of the month, if once that comes in, or beginning of December, whenever that's up on the website, whenever that's available, if that's to your liking, I would recommend checking that one out. It's a nice one, definitely. Silver Wolf said, are you expecting any more MG Build Fighters kits, the Amazing Red Warrior or Universal Booster, for example?
Not anytime soon. I mean, we got the Build Strike back in, but they haven't made that Universal Booster in probably, I want to say 4 or 5 years. I have not seen Bandai reproduce that in a long time. They've the Master Grade Build Strike they have. We just got it in, but the Red Warrior has not been reproduced in a while either. I know.
Interesting. Strange.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the Red Warrior kit. That was a nice one.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was a pretty popular kit too. So
Strange.
I don't know what goes into the.
Yeah. For the Universal Booster, I mean, I can understand that. I don't think that was ever really. I don't think anyone ever had really any high expectations that was going to be a real blockbuster kit or anything. But
yeah,
for the people who really wanted it, it was there. And then I don't think there was really going to be too much more demand for that necessarily. But obviously, there's someone at least.
Yeah.
Here you go, Mr. Bob. What are some kits that you guys think stand out simply because they have nice colors out of the box? Interesting.
I guess any kit that has like bright, shiny oranges and bright, I don't know, right out the box.
I will cite one that immediately comes to mind is the HG Impulse Arc. Was it Build Fighters or
it was
Build Divers?
I think it was Try. Yeah.
Yeah. This one. I mean, and obviously, if you're talking about like cool colors out of the box, it's completely subjective to what colors you like. But I love the colors of this. It has that nice dark blue and like kind of lavender color, and then that like pale orange for the accents, and like the white fuel tanks on the back, like the off-white kind of like light gray massive gun on it. Really cool colors and really cool design. I like this one a lot. The very like wide V fin as well too.
Yeah.
It was definitely a design that I enjoyed quite a bit.
Yeah, was the question like when you open the box and just see the parts? You think
No. I mean, as far as I understand, he's just talking about I think just like a kit, just a recommendation for something that you just build it without painting, and you build it and then put it on your shelf, and something that's going to stand out like colors of it. That's so like, So
yeah.
As far as I understand it, just something with like bright, cool colors is kind of what came to mind.
Okay. Fenix, I mean, is always bright and shiny.
Yeah. Gold, shiny gold.
Yeah.
Fenix or any plated kit. The plated Sazabi, or not Sazabi, Hyakushiki 2.0 is not electroplated, so it's not exactly the same, but it is a really nice gold that does look really good.
Yep.
Still as well too. So it's not going to be like so bling blingy on your shelf, but yeah, that's a good gold. I didn't think about that. Yeah, any plated kit really. Yeah, I'm sure there's other stuff as well too. I mean, like the Sazabi as well too, but the Shinanju, I think maybe even more so. It's very striking with all the gold accents on it as well too. If you put all the gold stickers or water slides, or you paint that, whatever.
Yeah.
Red and black and gold on that. It's very impressive looking as well too. All right, Mike said, with the COVID affecting many parts of the pipeline, on average, how long does it take to get an order picked and shipped these days?
So we are. So it depends on the item, I guess. But we're about a day and a half to 2 days from picking it and maybe it being on the line. So maybe it goes out that second day or the third day. Is kind of where we're at right now. We should hopefully this month be fully caught up to we're back to shipping that day of or by early the next day. Is the goal to get back to before Christmas. That way we can make sure we get all the Christmas orders and everything out and on time and to everyone quickly.
Sure. Yeah. So it seems like that. There's COVID is affecting a lot of things, but not necessarily what's happening in the warehouse there.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're taking precautions, obviously, but that it doesn't slow it down so much that it's mostly all the orders we're getting in that's slowing everything down.
Which that, as you mentioned before, is also a result, or at least it's contributed to by COVID. A lot more orders coming in, so that is having a little bit of an effect there. Mike, a different Mike, asked about the RG Tall Geese, if that's coming in anytime soon.
Yeah, they're on order. They probably will be here before December, I want to say. Might be a little bit after December.
There you go. And Taco, Taco. You guys have no idea how much I'm missing Mexican food. Don't tease me. Are you guys getting the P Bandai Barbatos expansion set?
Yes, but they'll be for our storefront. So if you really desperately want one, you can send us an email and I can see. But mostly P Bandai now. I would recommend going through the US site. Because honestly, that's where we're getting it from. Because they don't do wholesale for those, and then we just mark it up a little bit, which is what happened over in Japan too. It just got marked way up because you have to pay for shipping and someone else to get it for you over there. So we usually just put those in our storefront now.
And this is also, I believe, P Bandai related. He didn't mention, but Tenka Wolf asked, are you going to put the Gundam RX-785, the Gundam 05, on pre-order? I'm assuming he's talking about the HG P Bandai kit that was just recently announced, in which case, no. Yeah. In case he's talking about the MG, do you have the MG, or are you expecting the MG anytime soon?
So they did a reprint for the MG this year, and we are all out. And usually they reprint that once a year, so it probably won't be in until next year. So I would, get it where you can get it.
Yeah. I can assume they'll probably have that on the USA P Bandai store as well too. Probably soonish.
The high grade one?
Yeah, it was just announced last week or something. So
yeah, I'm sure it will. They're doing a good job of getting everything up there. At least all the new stuff.
Indeed. All right. Sebastian asked about the Penoline Technique book. Is that which book was that?
Yeah, that's so they're done by I can't remember his name.
New.
Yeah. So I know book 1 and book 2 are getting shipped out to us now. Book 3 I know got delayed a little bit. I think the release date for those was December. So I'll find out if it's still going to be released then.
Okay. Chris Pabs wants to know about resin kits, of course. If we're expecting new resin kits in the future.
If I can find a good supplier that can stay supplying and be reliable, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's what's difficult about resin kits is they're usually like 1 or 2 runs of,
Yeah.
you know,
Pretty limited supply.
yeah. So you might find
And
someone that will do a good 1 or 2 runs, but then that's it, and then you got to hope there's something else coming.
yeah, and someone had left a comment about this on the news video earlier this week that he was sad that I don't cover like other third-party bootleg releases as well as resin kit releases. How I used to cover that in the news videos, and he's lamenting that I don't cover that in the news videos anymore. But and I was just thinking, like, it just doesn't really seem like there's been as much coming out recently, and either I'm not paying that much attention to it, or that could also be due to just COVID. It's hard for these companies to get the supplies for that, and it's hard for them. They don't want to deal with having to do the international shipping for them. So, I mean, maybe that's the reason there hasn't been a whole lot of like resin stuff really coming out from these different companies, or I'm just not paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when there was a big explosion of like resin kits all over the place. That's when I got into resin, but that was like what, a few years ago, and now it's kind of
there was kind of a lot when like Anchoret and what's the other one, Infinite Dimensions, when those companies were like really, yeah,
even before that. So there was what, Vicious Projects or various projects.
the name sounds familiar. Is that the company that made their? Oh no, it's not. It's not. That's not the company that made the Rosen-Zulu kit.
No, that was Neograde, but it was the same time frame. So like Neograde was there, the Vicious Projects, G System. Vicious Projects did like they mostly like they made a high new that was really cool, but they made it more like the kits more seed like Gundam seed like, if that makes sense.
Sure.
You know, slim down the different proportions and stuff like that. But they made, I want to say, at least 20 different kits. I still have tons of different. I think I have a few of them still in my garage.
Of course.
But yeah, I think that was. But now there's like, you're lucky if you get anything.
Speaking of resin kit, it's not really so much full kits, but parts. I just got this in the mail the other day. I'll give a shout out. You can't really see that's blown out, but Sumimasen Designs is the name of it. He does a couple of resin kits. I think not a lot, kind of similar to Simp, just kind of limited supply stuff. But anyway, it's some resin kind of custom fuel tanks for like your Sazabi or something like that.
Yeah, nice.
They sent me to try out. So I'm probably hopefully next week I'll have a video for testing these out, trying these out. I'll share that with you guys over there on my channel, and let you guys know about that. But yeah, as far as covering more of that stuff in a news video, I'll look around. I'll see if I really just haven't been paying attention or not, or what. But if there's a lot of stuff that I've just kind of missed, then I'll do a little news video for that for you guys. Kevin asked, which tool would you recommend for removing nubs of clear kits? I used just recently. I tried that the gum primer glass file as like an experiment, trying that on the mechanical clear MG Zaku kit, and I found that to be very good. Do you necessarily need a gun primer brand glass file? Not necessarily, I don't think, but a glass file I would recommend.
Yeah,
it's worked pretty well.
Yeah, I think that would. I haven't built a clear. I built colored clear kits, which I think might be a little bit easier. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've never built. I really want to build. You got me one time when you went to Japan, that Gundam base, that master grade, like full clear Sinanju. And I wanted to build that so many times, but I'm afraid that, you know, once you start sanding them and stuff like that, actually finding a good way to polish it up.
No, I would assume probably yeah, it would be the same thing because like the danger with clear kits typically in like the nub removal is like the where the plastic kind of splinters or something like that, or they're very easy to dig into with a knife. That's why it's kind of very. I usually do a lot of my nub removal with a knife, for the most part, at least for like just basic building stages. But yeah, I had to really be super careful with clear kits because the plastic is like very easy to like kind of tear on clear kits. Uh, yes, so it can be dangerous. So yeah, use a glass file. I
Yeah,
found it to work really well.
nice.
Mm. Uh, cut it from the runner, leaving like plenty of nub on there. Cut it down a little bit with a knife, but don't worry about getting it too close. Just so it's a little bit smaller, and then glass file it. It'd be good. And then buffer kind of too, if you need. Also, Chris had another question here. What are you the most excited about the growth of this hobby in the West?
Um, P Bandai was one more readily accessible. I think that got me excited. What am I excited now about? Um, just more people getting into the hobby. I think
Mhm.
for a while there, I know for me personally, I thought I was the only person that built here in Daytona Beach. So with the hobby growing and more hobby shops getting into it and having build days, which hopefully we can all get back to doing that soon.
Mhm.
Um, just meeting friends that generally like the same thing you like. I think it's
Yeah.
that's what I'm probably most excited for is people meeting other people and people you know building friendships out of it. I think is what I'm pretty excited for people for the hobby growth here.
Mm. Yeah, I think yeah, you're right. So number one, there it seems like with it growing, that means there'll be more people to enjoy that with.
Right.
And then probably just because of the corona situation, it'll be nice just because you haven't been able to do it for a long time. It'll be nice to be able to just get back to do it, whether it's more or less people, whatever. It'd be nice to
Yeah.
just hang out with people again, right?
Right.
Um, but yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah. What are your thoughts about Common Rider figurized kits?
I am not a big Kamen Rider fan, so
Yep.
I mean they're good kits, I guess, for figurized kits.
Mm.
I don't really, yeah.
Yeah, not been a fan of Kamen Rider, never built any of the Kamen Rider kits, but assuming that if they're anything like the other figurized kits that I've built, uh, it kind of really depends on the design. If you're a fan of the way that the kit looks, then the kits are fine. They don't really do a whole lot. Like even the Dragon Ball kits, the articulation on them is kind of not too bad. They're better than the Ultraman kits.
Right.
Uh, but I think I only built one of the Dragon Ball kits, the Android 18 kit, and it was just kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
The Ultraman kits I really like. They're a little bit expensive because they either come with the LED unit in there, which is expensive, or they're plated. Like a couple of the runners will be plated, which makes them a little bit more expensive. So the Ultraman kits, honestly, are I think a little bit expensive, but they look great. They just don't really do a whole lot. And so I think, if you like the way that the Kamen Rider kits look, then I would say pick one up.
Yep.
You'll like the kit. Just don't have too high expectations for it, I would say. Don't expect it to be like equivalent to like a brand new, like really well made HG Gunpla kit or something.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. All right. Alan wants to know about restock of IBO kits.
I don't know what kit. So there's some
Yeah.
coming. I mean, every month we get Barbados, but Lupus, different things like that. So I just depending on the kit. I know there's a few they haven't made in a long time, and I haven't been able to order those, so that those still won't be made for a while. But your basic standard ones, like we just got the Full City Fusion Rebake back in,
Mhm.
the Grimbird's in stock right now. Um, the Lupus Rex high grade. We should be getting more in next week. So, I mean, they come in. It just depends on the kit. And, if you have a certain kit that you're wanting, the best thing to do is just send us an email, and we can see if it's on order. We'll know if it's coming in the next 3 months. We won't know if it's coming in later than that because we haven't been able to order anything for past that. So,
yeah.
Yep.
There you go. And the HG Heavy Arms. Lance wants to know about that.
So they are on a container heading towards us now. I would say a week to 2 weeks, give or take.
Yeah, I mentioned the kit, and we talked about the Fumina and the Bondok being on the way, but I forgot that also came out on the same day.
Yeah.
As the Bondok, I believe, in Japan anyway. So should be in the same container, right? With those kits.
Yep.
Let's see. Gilbert has said, will there be any new pre-orders for Dragon Ball?
I have not seen anything for that line in a little while. What was the last thing? Was it Bardock? And
I don't know.
I think it was Bardock, and that got released like June, July, I think. So, and then we haven't heard an announcement since then about it. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of those figurized Dragon Ball kits.
Yeah.
Kind of lost track. It's like I said, I tried one, I wasn't that impressed, and so then I just kind of didn't really pay attention to that. Also, I'm just much more of a fan of original Dragon Ball, more so now, so these days, than the later series. And if they made some figurized kits of like OG Dragon Ball characters, like Kid Goku or Bulma or something like that from the original series, that'd be super cool. All right. Also, our Odd Knight asking about the RG Wing Zero. I think it's the same person who asked about the Tall Geese, right? Yes.
Yep. So same container. We should be getting a whole bunch here at the end of this month.
And where are the HG No Name Astrays?
I don't know where they are. I don't know. I think that we're getting some in January. They might be in December. I don't know. It just depends what they can fit on the container.
And another Common Rider question, but asking about a specific one. The Rider Hibiki, is that maybe a new one that's coming out?
Yeah, if it's new, we will be getting it.
All right. Let's see. Let me see. Brian is here. What up, Brian?
Hey, Brian.
Questions. A lot of repeat questions. I think people wanted to make sure that I saw their questions. I'm going through the chat here and trying to see which ones I already answered. Let's see. When are you getting the Megami Device Sitara kits? I'm guessing
this week.
Sitara Tenki ones, the new ones.
Yeah, I believe they're coming in this week. They got shipped to us. If I remember correctly, those are like the pink purple one, right?
Yeah. Nice, like dark purple.
Like a dark purple. Yeah, they're on their way to us. So we hopefully by the end of this week, if not early next week.
Is that also the Aikawa Megami Device kit coming at the same time, or did you already get those?
No, I believe those are coming with this. They're in the same Kotobukiya shipment.
Okay. That review will be coming out for you guys tomorrow, by the way. Just recorded that review earlier today.
Awesome.
Great kit, by the way. A lot of fun. Let's see. Is USA Gundam Store going to get any RG Sword Impulses for resale? That's also
yeah, if we do, they'll probably be in our storefront.
There you go. And any idea when the MG Alex will be in stock? I've had one on pre-order. I guess he means the 2.0. MG Alex
2.0. They were in stock yesterday.
But he's had one on order since April.
I don't know about that. Yeah, we have 10 in stock right now. So if you haven't gotten your order and that's the only thing in your order and there's not another pre-order holding it up, send us an email. We'll take a look.
Yeah. if that's a common issue we always come across. If there's something else in the order that's a pre-order, like if you pre-ordered the MG Wing or something at the same time, then that's why it's not been sent out yet. Let's see. Mike also had a similar question. He said he placed an order and it says that all the items are in stock, but it's not fulfilled yet. So he should just send an email. Yes, Mike.
I actually just looked up his order. I saw his question there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me go back now. I won't say any information over. Is this his? Yeah. So everything's here. It looks like it's packed up. So you should be getting an email shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is an international order, so those do take a little longer because there's a little bit more paperwork with them and stuff. But,
and Kirk asked about the RG Ava restocking.
Yeah, we got some in. You want to say Monday, and then we're getting more in next week. So if you have it on back order, and it's not shipped out in this first little batch that we got, the rest of them will be here next week.
Let's see. Terry asks, any plans for USA Gundam Store hoodies, winter wear?
Yes. Yep, we will have those up.
Please send me some. It's getting cold here. I have actually, on that note, an anecdote that I'll share with you later. Just reminded something funny that just happened just on the way coming here to do this live stream. Joey wanted to ask about a Mesa restock. We had someone ask about that last time.
I have not. Right? Yeah, nothing, which is weird because usually they keep reproducing the newer kits for at least a while. Every month you'll at least get a shipment of them in, but there has been that one and done for that, which is weird because it sold pretty well.
Yeah, that is strange, but yeah, I can only assume it's probably to do with their limited production capacity these days, and with the PG coming out, they had to prioritize, I guess, for the time being.
Yeah.
Let's see. Y'all getting any more 30 minutes missions in soon? I can imagine so.
Yeah.
All the time, probably.
Yeah.
That's just there's always new 30 minutes mission stuff coming out, right?
Yeah, and that's one thing that they're making plenty of right now. It's 30-minute mission stuff.
And a lot of that, I mean, it seems like there's new releases every month, but most of the time it's just new color versions of the same kits, right? So it's something that they can probably go through the production of that pretty easily.
Yeah.
As long as they have the color that they need of plastic, then it's pretty easy enough. All right, we'll take a couple more here and we'll wrap it up for today. Let's see. Let's see. Here you go. Have they made any comments on the MGX Unicorn? Okay, well, we did talk about that. Still haven't gotten any updates since they announced the first and second wave pre-orders.
We're getting them in every week and getting them shipped out in the order that they're placed. So, we'll have more this week, more next week. Just kind of keep an eye out for that email.
Yeah, if you got it in the first batch, you said you're still expecting one last shipment of the first batch. Is that right?
Yes, there should be so we should have two more. I believe one at the end of this week or early next week, and then a pretty big one here, like the middle of November. So like 2 weeks from now, really would be the middle of November. Then that will cover all of our first batch pre-orders.
There you go. Let's see here real quick. Sumo asked about getting any more SMS paints. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Sumo, yes, SMS paints should be coming pretty soon.
Yep.
Yes. And then Ra also we must have just missed this. We just talked about the Megami device. Tara Tenki kit, yes, it's on the way. And I think that kind of just about covers it. It looks like. Let's see here. Tesla also Just basically talking about the grunt suits from Age, and that's just kind of the same thing with all the Age kits, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I think we can kind of wrap it up for today. So more stuff on the way, but kind of the next big release, I guess, kind of will just be at the end of the month with the wing. But that's cool. You'll be having it like on the release day.
Yeah, we should hopefully.
Hopefully,
Fingers crossed.
Having it there to then send out to everyone, right? Anyway, so that's good. Yeah. All right. So thank you guys for hanging out for today's stream. For those of you guys who posted your questions earlier, hopefully you're able to make the live stream and see your questions answered. If not, thanks for your questions, and hopefully you're able to catch the video later on. And it will be live again in 2 weeks' time. Let's see, that'll be so the wing kit won't still be in quite yet at that time, but later on in November. Hopefully we'll have some more new stuff to talk about. Hopefully Bandai will put out some news about what other kits are going to be coming out. We don't really have anything else after the Perfect Grade. Like, what else is coming out?
No, they even had that show, and there was no real big announcements there.
Right. So hopefully we'll have some cool new stuff to talk about next episode, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah. All right, Adam?
Yeah. Always fun.
Any greeting you want to send out to everyone before we go?
No, just thank you everyone for tuning in, and anyone that's watching. Thank you everybody for all the orders and all your patience. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, surely. Right. And like we said over a couple times over the course of this show and every show, if you guys have certain questions about any particular items or something like that, just email, and you can find out that email or through any of the different social media or anything like that. Just get in touch about those anytime, or just wait till the next episode. You can ask your question at that time as well too. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. We'll see y'all next time.
Awesome. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.